Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for two things. The first is your marginal disappointment seeing the disparity between my image in the host photo and how I look right now. The second thing is that today is the Zendikar pre-release extravaganza where we have a pair of guests at 2 p.m. Joining us will be Luis Scott Vargas to talk all things standard and do a little bit of drafting action with us. Here today, though, right now, at noon, we have our guest Nox to talk about Zendikar Rising and all things Jank. First and foremost, Nox, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm happy to finally get to do something magic with you. It's good. I like it. I think it's the moment where I enjoy magic the most is when I get to just, talk. Here's the funny thing about magic.
Oh, tell me.
I really love talking about magic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, I like playing, but I feel like I love talking about magic.
Well, you're in the right place because we are both going to talk about and then play Magic. And I want to give a nice shout out to any of you who have had the experience that maybe you're alluding to this kind of one, but you have that I'm going to go to the pre-release, it's going to be amazing, and then you just go 0-2 your first round and you feel bad. But that's okay.
You can still play Commander afterwards, right? Or draft.
That's right. That's how it always happens. If I have a bad pre-release, I go home and then I grind drafts until I have a good one, and then I
got a 7-0. It balances out for the 12-03s.
Oh yeah, that's
basically 100% win rate for the rounds that count.
That's right. Right. Listen, you should have seen this one draft and not the two before it. We all do this. We're all Magic players here, and today we're going to joyously celebrate two things. Again, two different things in the one that I open with. The first one being that rotation has happened. So many of the painful experiences, such as casting a Hydroid Krasis into Narset and hearing whoa, 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 that's not going to happen anymore. You don't have to hear those whoa, whoas. And second, we're going to be talking about all the new cards coming in Zendikar Rising. And I want to begin by asking Nox, what are some of the things that you are most excited about in Zendikar Rising, whether it be mechanics like Party or Kicker, whether it be particular cards that are tickling you, whether it's even things that are rotating out that hurts?
I'm not going to lie to you. I think, so Zendikar Rising is one of those sets where the whole adventure thing, the theme was put together, but the big one for me is Landfall. I love Landfall. One of my favorite cards on MTG Arena in Historic was Tadiova, which basically has Landfall, even though it doesn't say Landfall. Yeah. And so I love the idea of ramp and lands. Now, the problem is we've been doing that for a whole year, and I think pretty much everybody's burnt out on the whole ramping up and getting more lands to fall. People are just tired of making lands fall. Now,
but I like the way that Mani Duvati talked about this, where he said, "Should we talk about Uro? Because I feel like Uro and Landfall will be relevant." And I thought relevant was the softest way to describe potentially overpoweredly dangerous. But let's not also forget that all the good shocklands are rotating out. So I don't know. I am so thrilled about Landfall because it feels like you get the joy of ramping in a non-Simic color pairing in a lot lot you get the joy of
because you get a bit of benefits. It's true.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the dual face lands too, like the cards, the modal cards.
Oh yeah,
those are some of the most exciting ones for me, because one of the biggest problems when you play a game, and when you stream especially, it's when you have these non-games where you have to do commentary over whatever's going on, and then your deck is not doing anything. Now I feel like after building a ton, I always find room for some of those. And it's not like, there are some of them that are a little bit on the weaker side, but I feel like I can always include at least 8 in anything. Yeah. Which just seems like the perfect spot. I don't know, I like it.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to talk more. Can't wait to play more. Here's what's going to happen today. Nox and I are going to revisit what we think will be some of the 15 most substantial Jank card enablers, because Nox and I are huge fans of the Timmy attitude in life. Afterwards, we will be playing some pairings of Jank decks, including our own. I have a Naya Landfall deck that does have a pair of Arboreal Grazers, because we are playing Historic. I have a Crab Tribal, which I'm really excited about, in a mill deck. We're going to be doing that after our Jank review. And also, for those of you that were asking right as we went live, yes, What the Deck is happening on Monday. with me and Nox, and it will be Angels versus Demons. Submit those decks to us, and we'll be battling in an even more elaborate form of Jank at a later date.
There are some really cool Angels. I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Let's ease up a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's head to Jank card number 15. This is it. It's the Angel of Destiny. Okay, this is 3 double white, an Angel Cleric. Let's not forget the party mechanic, even though we will. It's a flying, double striking 2/6. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you and that player each gain that much life. At the beginning of your end step, if you have at least 15 more life than your starting life total, each player Angel of Destiny attacked this turn loses the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when it comes down, it also says, "You want to debate me?"
Oh my god. Absolute perfect representation of some people. So this card, obviously, there's about 1, maybe 2 in every set that just have an alternate win condition. What do you think about, ignoring all the other text on Angel Destiny, what do you think about if you have 15 or more life, how frequently you'll actually be able to pull this puppy off?
I mean, listen, I've been playing with Ajani of the 15 life above your starting life total. That's the name I'll give him. I have nothing else.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the consistency of that card, I mean, I assumed you would rarely ever pull it off, but it turns out you actually pull it off remarkably often. So I feel like you'll have the same thing happen here with the Angel of Destiny, and the difficult part is really making sure that you're really able to set up that life gain early. And there are a lot of games too where you're not able to do that. Now the fail state, I guess the fail state of Ajani is, well, at least you made an Ajani's Pride Mate, or you gained some life.
Right.
Whereas this says, well, okay, if you're low on life and they attack into you, this doesn't have lifelink, which is a very big deal because it doesn't provide this kind of defensive measure. It technically has lifelink on the offense, but it kind of doesn't as well. So it's not a very good, I'm behind and I'm going to come back. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that this is one of the dangers I always feel about some of these 5 mana or higher big creatures that do stuff is if you're going to be getting to a spot where you're casting the big boy, 1, you're either already ahead, or 2, it needs to help stabilize you. This is why the Phallic Worm is maybe my favorite card of all time. He's just such a huge wall, and he heals and he draws a card. Oh, it's so good.
I mean, you're behind. It heals you. You're ahead. Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt to just get more ahead. And if you're even, well, it probably breaks parity with card advantage somehow, and also threatens to kill the opponent. So, yeah, I'm a fan of Phallic Worm. And this is the kind of card where, the Angel of Destiny, where I look at it as an alternate win con. That's you can build the janky decks around it, but it's going to be kind of difficult to build a janky deck that doesn't just turn into a life gain tribal. So you have to really go out of your way to make it, a life gain deck that uses this. Maybe you give it haste with Perforos, and you just set it up where you've revitalized your way into a crazy health amount.
Where's all
Flux Reservoir, right?
We need just incidental life gain. Right? Not
on
life
everything.
gain tribal, incident, just to revitalize, and it heals a little bit. Where's the destroy all creatures, heal 3? Yeah, you know what? Uro's a really good example of maybe a card that I feel like could fit into this deck.
Yeah, it couldn't be bad.
I kind of feel like we might say the word Uro several times today, but if you had to give this a jank evaluative number on a scale of 1 to 9.
I think that's a solid 6. I wouldn't put it in the higher echelons because it kind of self-builds. But there's a lot of ways probably to make this very interesting, where maybe you build an Angel deck with some of this in mind. And also the cool thing that I like about Angel of Destiny is the fact that it's got this thing where it actually heals you and the opponent when you deal damage with your creatures, which means if you have a way to turn the life gain into damage with, I don't know, something like Veto or Exquisite Blood, I forget the name of the card that if somebody would gain life, instead they lose some. I don't think we have that. But there's a way to manipulate the life gain and make it negative, which could be kind of cool. Yeah.
Oh, that would be very juicy. Now that's the way it's done. You just heal target player and it deals damage to them.
Right, you just heal them, and then it eventually deals damage to them by breaking parity with Veto. Yeah, it's there's something to do there. There's got to be something to do there.
It's non-zero. It's non-zero.
Plus, it has double strike, so you put an equipment onto it, right? Like, there's got to be something to do there.
Oh my gosh,
there must be.
Yeah, there is. I find it interesting.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, I find it really fascinating that Wizards, in the history of this game, has only printed the one equipment card, Embercleave. That's really sort of, I think, an interesting design choice to have it only that one equipment card. But I think that it would do well on Angel of Destiny. I mean, just the trample effect alone is fine.
So I also want to talk about this since we're on Zendikar Rising. Have you noticed that all equipments basically attach themselves when they come in this set?
Yes.
And at first I saw that and I was like, oh, so now they're just auras, but they stay, right? That's how it felt. But it dawns on me that the problem with Helm of the Host is that it doesn't attach itself when it comes down.
Yeah, I feel like Helm of the Host would be a little bit more relevant if that's what it did. Let's move on to our next card. Let's move on to card number 14, Aura Skyclave Hierophant. I love this card. 2 a white and a black for a legendary core cleric. Lifelink. Whenever this creature or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric card with lower converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Like, holy shit, Nox. This is a pummeler right here. I mean, like, it's death cascading all the way down.
Yeah, so this one is really hard to use on Arena. Like, we have some cards that can use it, right? Like, especially in the Historic with the Necromancer, Doom Necromancer, which can come out and then reanimate and, like, follow up the chain. But the reason I liked it is because anything that says creature type usually works with Arcane Adaptation. So there's clearly a loop in here somewhere. There's an Arcane Adaptation. Everything is a cleric clue. I don't know what it is, right? Don't ask me. I am clueless. But there's a way to turn this into a full-on loop from 4 down to, I don't know, 0, and then just keep going.
Oh, this is juicy. I mean, if you were running both Uro and Kroxa, you could play an Uro, which then sacrifices, and if you have Arcane Adaptation out, it's a cleric, so then you can recast Kroxa from the graveyard because it costs less, and then it dies, and then you bring back something for 1, like Footlight Fiend.
I like how it's the first thing that comes to your mind, like the most relevant card.
Oh yeah, power cards.
Footlight Fiend.
Power cards.
This is yes,
the Jank mind at work. Yes.
I mean, Stitcher Supplier could fill the graveyard, right? That would be an okay one. Gutter Bones could come back. I mean, no, okay, that wouldn't be good, but
yeah, that would be pretty bad.
Cauldron Familiar could come back out.
That's pretty nice.
And then you can lose it, and it'll bring out an Ornithopter.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, now here's the thing. Like, if any of you send to us clips of you getting an Aura Skyclave Hierophant to chain the way all the way down until you get to an Ornithopter, I will gift you a subscription to any channel of your choice. I will do that. Yes.
I think I found something.
Yeah.
Remember in Dominaria, there's a card like 1 mana, Tragic Poet. You sacrifice it after tapping it, and it returns an enchantment from your graveyard to your hand.
Right.
What if you could bring back something like Kaya's Ghost Form to return something? So you have to find a way to give haste to all these things. Like, clearly, that's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
But that's not stopped us before.
Yeah.
Surely,
there's something here. I mean, at the very least, and I hate to say this card's probably going to be good in Standard. It's probably going to have some sort of efficiency. You know, there's already the ping-pong and life gain, life drain, turn life gain into life pain, whatever it is, style decks that have existed with cards like Cruel Celebrant. You know, I really feel like all of a sudden the cleric keyword that people haven't looked for as aggressively before will allow it to do some good stuff there. But, you know, on the Jankometer, how are you going to rate this one, Nox?
Oh, this is pretty high, but again, I think it's going to stay at around the 6-7 mark because it's like it's not going to have a million Jank shells, right? It's going to have 1 Jank shell probably, and likely not a million of them. I guess maybe if we just, I don't know, reanimate. Maybe there's more clerics coming into Historic. It could be a thing. For now, it sounds kind of difficult to do multiple Jank versions of this.
Well, you know, I look forward to having someone try it, but you're right. It's a little bit it will wind up being too strong of a deck, thereby reducing its overall jank rating among us. So
So if it's too, I mean, you could always play it with janky cards like Kalia, right? She's a cleric. She brings out demons and other things, right? So
that's true. That is true. You know what can I say?
And then Bishop of Wings, a cleric, and it works with angels and Kalia.
Oh, now
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mothra, probably Mothra. We probably
Mothra
just want the Luminous Brood Moth. Or
it dies, comes back flying, brings back the smaller one, and then when that dies, it also brings back another one. Multiple resuscitations. Because remember, Mothra doesn't make tokens; it actually brings the creature itself back with a flying counter on it. Super sick. Moving on to number 3. This is maybe my favorite card in the whole set because it's just so out of control. It's Charix, the Raging Island. 2 and double blue for a 0/7 team. A 0/7 team. You want to talk about having a wall against Embercleave? No problem. Anax, get 10 devotion. I don't give a shit. This is amazing. Spells your opponent's cast that target Charix cost 2 more to cast. So you can't even remove it very easily. And then, as if it weren't already good enough, you can pay 3 to give it plus X minus X, where X is the number of islands. And just as a nice noob filter, probably not going to have more than 17 islands in any draft that you run. You see that?
Gut feeling is...
Gut feeling, yeah.
You probably don't have too many more of these. Now, can I just say that not making this an island subtype has been wasted? Like, there should have been a Leviathan Island or something.
Leviathan Island crab, yeah, absolutely,
Would have been so good.
I mean, come on, we've all been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I want more living islands in life.
Yeah. Oh man. So this is the guy for the new board, right? We are on his back. The new board in game. We are literally on Charix's back when we play. You can see the little pincers or legs on the sides. So anyway, just figured I'd mention it.
That's nice. I didn't even realize. I've not seen the new board yet. When we play today, it'll be my first time playing the new board.
It's very colorful, and it took me off guard. But the fact that I saw the little pincers in the back, somebody told me, "Oh, we're on Charix's back," and I realized they were right. Jank-wise, I don't have a very high rating for this one because I don't know where you make it good. That said, with invert invent you can flip its attack and health. Okay. Which is kind of the obvious one.
Yeah, no, people are going to be running that in the sideboard as a way to deal with this card. You flip it to blow it up. But dude, high alert.
Yeah.
Assign combat damage equal to toughness for Charix. I mean, it's perfect for if you go high alert and then you play Charix the following turn, you are like the opponent is about to die, and what can they target Charix with? Nothing. Unless they want to pay up, huh? I mean, this is amazing. I don't remember what the Bant Archimedes.
Archimedes, yeah. Archimedes, that's the guy.
Yeah, Archimedes.
But he doesn't have Defender, but it still works, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really interested in... Are there many other cards that do a plus X minus X type effect?
Wait, hold up. Archimedes does not work with this guy because it doesn't have Defender. You'd have to give it Defender for it to work. But you still draw cards probably in the right deck.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about this, is that dealing damage equal to your toughness, or assigning combat damage equal to your toughness, is a keyword that has existed in Magic for a while. I think Charix might have a low rating right now, but then will become absolute primo jank meat later on down the line. I mean, this is a wall that you can eventually flip it. I mean, you can literally pay the 3 cost multiple times. So if you have 5 islands, you can pay it, or I guess 6 islands, you can pay it twice.
I was going to say, with 5, you might have a bit of a problem there.
It's okay. This deck also works well with Arboreal Grazers. Like, you can pay the 3 cost twice and give it plus 12, minus 12. I mean, that's...
I mean, let's just say for Brawl or Commander, you have a mono blue Commander that works off of islands. I mean, you've got yourself the perfect casual budget, whatever this is, thing. Plus, it also works very well with Slyn Voda, which bounces everything that isn't a Leviathan, Merfolk, Kraken, Octopus, or Serpent, in case you wanted to go there.
That's it. This is terrific.
Yeah, perfect synergy, just in case that's where you were going.
I can imagine that in play design, right, when this card was coming down the pipe, someone's like, what should the toughness be? Is 7 too much, or should it be 6? And then someone just goes into the notes and just scratches a single 1 on there, and it somehow makes it to print, and people are looking at that 017. And here is my hope for this. Not that it's a good jank card, not that it's a good standard card, but that at some point someone says, why did they think 17 was an okay toughness to have? 17 is way too much toughness. I want someone complaining specifically about the 17 number. That is my dream. And for this reason, this is my 8 out of 9 jank. I love this card.
Because of the 17. Okay.
Yeah.
17 is special to me, too, because whenever I say something and I'm using hyperbole, I always use 17. It's like, you have 17 lands on the field. Yeah, it's just 17 is kind of a throwaway number that is the perfect amount of prime and big.
Oh, man. Yeah. And I mean, it's... Well, what happens if you're talking about, like, large numbers? Is it like, oh, man...
It's 17,000, 17 million.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always 17 something.
I am so tickled that you have a number like that. Do you know what my number is?
What is it?
35.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
we're going to do like 35 billion damage. That's what it is.
I'm just 17 million. It's
the most expensive taco I've ever seen is a $35 taco, right? Like, I like the way that 35 sounds. Bada bing, right? 35. Man, that's good stuff. But yeah, Charix, the Raging Isle, doesn't have any clear combo potential that it screams. But 17 is just such a big number. You don't see a lot of 17s in Magic. That's just such a huge number. It's great. You love to see it. Let's move
for 4
on
mana too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just so absurd. Our next card, number 12, and this card, when I read it, I kind of went, what? So this is an X green-blue. Now, a lot of times when you have Hydras or things like this, they enter with X +1/+1 counters. This card, Verazal, the Split Current, enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each mana spent to cast. So if you, say, had X = 3, that's 3 colorless, a green and a blue, 5 total mana, it's a 5/5. So it's kind of like getting a better deal than most other Hydras and whatnot. But here's the part that, like, I feel in my bones will be essential to happiness in life. Whenever you cast a kicked spell, you may remove 2 +1/+1 counters from Verazal, and if you do copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. So imagine on turn 4, okay, you play Verazal as a 2/2, or excuse me, as a 4/4, because X = 2.
Sure.
Already pretty nice. Next turn, you play some kicked spell, like a kicked Grow from the Ashes.
Of course you would go there.
Of course I would go there, because that's like maybe my favorite kicker card of all time, because it's just about getting so big. This card, you can pop off both sets of counters. You can pop off 2 and pop off 2 again. You can do this as many times as you want to just duplicate that. If you have some sort of kicked creature, like a creature that you pay 3 to make it come out with 3 +1/+1 counters on it, you can copy that and make extra tokens out of it.
It's true, because it copies permanent spells as well. It doesn't just copy sorceries and it's just any spell. But you can only do it once, though, per spell, because you can't copy the copies. That said, you could also have Evolution Sage before you grow from the ashes. Turn 3 Evo Sage. Turn 4 Verazal. What?
Why can you only copy the target spell once?
Because the copy is not cast. So when you get your second grow, it's not considered as having been cast.
I want to pull out my headphones so I don't have to hear this.
I mean, it's still... Listen, you can still use Fight with Fire for 20 damage.
That is true.
if you want to.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to explain to everyone what the misunderstanding was on my part, because I thought it was if there is a kicked spell on the stack, you can remove 2 counters from it to copy, and then you can keep doing that multiple times. But this is whenever you cast a kicked spell. So that keyword means you now get 1 opportunity. And as payment for that 1 opportunity, you remove 2 counters. But that clause, whenever you cast a kicked spell, I knew we were going to get to semantics quickly in this broadcast.
You got to get down to especially with kicker and mechanics like that. I mean, I'm guessing you can only trigger it once as far as I understand it. Now, let's just talk about the interaction of Verazol with Jace Mirror Mage, right? Which, I mean, you could just duplicate it with Verazol, but you could also kick Jace Mirror Mage to where if you kick Jace Mirror Mage, it now produces 2 Jaces, and now this will copy the initial kick spell, producing 2 more Jaces, producing 4 Jaces on turn 5, which is enough to... I don't really know what happens with Vraska, but I mean, she's very happy.
Yeah, the problem is that you do have to sacrifice one of those Jaces because 1 or 2 of them are legendary, 2 of them are not. But it doesn't matter.
Oh, but that's just... You just play Spark...
Oh my god.
You're back.
Hold on, Nox.
You're not back.
Oh my god, there he is. Oh.
What happened? Where are you?
You talked about Spark Double, and then it just went. I'm gonna share my screen.
I don't see you, Sean.
Hold on. Look, I'm gonna go to the break screen. Share your screen.
Do it.
Me.
Yeah.
There I am.
Okay. Oh, there you are, buddy. Woo.
All right, hey, look at that. Ooh, woo. Went ahead and Spark doubled up on day 9s. There it is. But yeah, you were saying you just Spark double, and then you just get a million, billion kicked ones.
Yeah, that was the plan. That's pretty much the plan. That's the whole plan.
That's how it works. Terrific.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Oh, well, now that we're back, what is the one janky combo that you're really interested in pulling off with this bad boy? What do you really want to do?
I think Fight with Fire has got to be pretty close. I think he's just generally put it into every... Because the things, there aren't a lot of kicker cards. And now one of the unfortunate things is you can't give kicker to a spell. Like, there's no way to just have an enchantment that says all your spells have kicker 2, and if you kick them, you get, I don't know, 5 life
that's
or something.
right there.
Which would have made this card... It would have been an obvious go-to jank build around, but it would have made this work with anything you can think of. So obviously, stuff like Fight with Fire comes to mind here.
The one thing that I'll absolutely do is type in kicker, add a bunch of green-blue, and then fire up games and see what happens. Because the ability to copy stuff is always bustoli excellent.
Okay, so what about Goblin Ruin Blaster, where you blow up a non-basic land? Turn 3 Verazol, it has 3 counters. You turn 4 Ruin Blaster Kicker, you blow up 2 lands, right? So that's a pretty mean combo.
I feel sick with joy. That's such a good combo. That's really incredible. Oh my gosh, you have some way to recur the Ruin Blasters? Yeah.
I don't know. Blink of an eye. You bounce 2 things, you draw 2 cards. That's pretty good.
That is potent right there. That's it. Okay, that's the combo. That's it. Okay, on the Jankometer scale of 1 to 9, what are you gonna rate this time?
I really want to give it a million, but I can't because it's so narrow. Like, I really just want to, if I could play with everything. Now, if I played Tabletop Magic, this would be higher up, because I can kick anything from the history of Magic. But given that I can only kick a limited amount of stuff on Arena, it's still going to be like 5-6. It's hard to build around that much, but it still has potential.
A fair rating.
Yeah.
Well, let's pop on over to number 11. Maddening Cacophony, which I could not believe was
hold up.
printed.
We just talked about Verazol. How did we not mention that card?
This has what we like to call synergy. Maddening Cacophony, 1 in a blue that you can kick for an extra 4. Each opponent mills 8 cards. What? If this spell was kicked instead, each opponent mills half their library rounded up. What? I cannot believe
Do you know Traumatize?
Like in real life or in Magic? Because I do.
I mean, so the cool thing about Traumatize is if you saw it way back in the days, it would have traumatized you in real life. It was a 5-mana card in Odyssey. My favorite set of all time, by the way. 3 and 2 blue, sorcery. Target player puts the top half of their library into their graveyard. So you just they would just mill half their deck for 5, straight up.
How for 5, mill half of it.
For 5, but it wasn't modal. It wasn't like 2 mana. You can do 8, and in limited that's better. It was just 5. That's all you did. It was a big Timmy card, and it's loved in Commander for some players.
Oh yeah, I love cards with big Timmy energy, and this one, I mean. For all of you tryhards out there, first of all, show up at 2. That's when LSV is going to be here. But for now, for us in Jank mode, I do feel obligated to note that many of the rogue cards or many of the various spells do have 8 8 in the grave as a particular breakpoint, where if you have 8 or more in the grave, then this rogue gets +2/+0, something like this. So the fact that you just cast this once and you just turn everything on, that is sick. But like milling half a library. I mean that is the mill deck finisher, Nox.
Well, what like Bruvag the Grandiloquent, right? If you would mill 1, you'd mill 2. So if I mill you half, you just
mill everything.
It's just all gone. So for a fun sum of 9 mana, you just win. So it's gonna be enjoyable. The thing is, like, I'm happy that they made this a rare, right? Because this is the type of card where they could have gone and maybe powered it down a bit. It would have been a bit more expensive up front. And uncommon in draft, I just get milled for 8 every other turn, like the Millfolk Secret, like the Merfolk Secret, the Millfolk Secret Keeper.
The Millfolk Secret Keeper. Yes, that's
the perfect slip of the tongue.
So daisies. I didn't mean to call you exactly what you are. I don't know if you've heard the story that at Wizards of the Coast, when all of a sudden in their internal testing, because I think some of you know that Wizards of the Coast, they're printing physical cards. So this card had to have been play tested like months and months in advance. I don't know what the exact timeline is, but it's like 18 months before you get to play the card. They're done with them because they've got to send them to printers. They've got to localize them in different languages. They have to make sure they're all packaged and distributed around. I mean, there's like this long process to this. And so when someone discovered that the Merfolk Secret Keeper was really good in Eldraine, literally got on a motorcycle and drove through the window on the top story of the Wizards of the Coast building, crashed onto the ground, and sped off to the printer. And right as someone was reaching for the print, he slapped their hand and changed this from common to rare. That I think I'm getting that story accurate, because if this was common, then any time you'd be playing draft, you'd see a Maddening Cacophony, and you'd have a perfect black-red deck, and you'd go, I hate draft this.
The thing with this card is I really like the fact that it says, like, I want to bring attention to this, and then we're going to move on. It does mention at the end, rounded up. And I mention this because Traumatized was rounded down. So no matter how close you were to milling them out, they could have had 1 card left, and you were just going to be 2 turns away from killing them with it, right?
Incredible.
And this just says, if you have 1 card, well, it's gone. So I appreciate the rounded up clause.
I'm going to give this the noble 7 from heaven. 7 out of 9 for Maddening Cacophony, because it just has so much potential. Anytime you use crazy words like half rounded up, it's bound to be good jank. Moving on to number 10, Skyclave Relic. I want your full analysis on this one, Nox. 3 mana artifact that you can kick for 3. First of all, indestructible. Eat your heart out, Cleansing Nova. When Skyclave Relic enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create 2 tapped tokens that are copies of Skyclave Relic. Then you tap add 1 mana of any color.
So, first thing first.
Yes.
You wanted to use Verazol to get Grow from the Ashes. I would invite you to use Verazol with Skyclave Relic. To begin with, right? Like that's I'm not saying the curve works better, but it's a lot of mana and it's a lot of artifacts that can all do some pretty cool stuff. And what I like about this is that it is a strict upgrade over the 3 mana Manolith that we've seen a million times over, where you just add 1 mana of any color. The fact that this can bump you out in any deck, like this is ramp so if you thought that green blue had the monopoly on ramp, this says, well, you could go in every color and just go off and move from 3 to 4 or from 6 to 8 or 9 even immediately, which is great.
What is your favorite non-green color to go big in?
Usually I like white. I tend to like it because it has a bunch of board clears. And what I doubly like about Skyclave is I can actually play Cleansing Nova with it, and I'm not afraid.
You can play planar cleansing with it. You can destroy
that too.
all non-land permanents. The Skyclave Relic's like, okay.
Yeah. So I dig this a lot. I really, really like it. Plus, if you find ways to untap your artifacts for whatever reason, it's like the Power Stone Shard we never got to work, because it makes other copies of itself right away, which is a very big deal. So I'm hopeful that getting this up to the playability is going to be feasible. And I wouldn't be surprised if this turned out to be a legitimately playable card in the context of Standard. Like, I would not be surprised.
Wow, okay, yeah. I mean, for me, this is a 9 out of 9. This is a perfect score, which, again, good for branding. As you know, I have my Day 9 logo, and I'm wearing my ceremonial Day 9 garb. So, I love Skyclave Relic because I love ramping. And there's a whole lot, I don't even remember what the name of them are in Historic, but they're all the Mind Stone and bigger. There's a whole suite of Historic artifacts where you can tap to generate mana and draw some cards, or you can tap to generate 2 colorless and then sack to draw cards. Skyclave Relic is, like you said, the non-Simic ramp tool, and I want Big Red to work again, even though all the Chandras are gone, and I'm devastated by that.
I mean, this is exactly the type of card that fits in that deck, right? Where you get to have access in red to a lot of value. Plus, also, there is, I mean, we're going to talk about it afterwards, but there's a very good reason to play colorless cards without it being Ugin, of course, which is always a good reason to play colorless cards. But don't talk about. We do not talk about Ugin on this channel. But there is a reason to run, colorless cards, and artifacts have some pretty cool synergies sometimes as well, which I like. So, by the way, Anointed Procession, create copies of tokens. So just, you can make copies of this.
Ooh.
If I don't know, if you want. You don't have to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. All right. So I gave it a 9 out of 9. What's your Gen Commoner rating before we hit card number 9?
This is 9 out of 9. This is
100%.
I'm going to call it the mid-game treasure map. There we go.
There it is. Mid-game treasure map.
That's what it is.
Maze Mine Tome into Skyclave Relic. You love to see it. It's gonna be the deck. Now, this is the one that when I saw, I immediately said, that's what my posture looks like from the side when I'm streaming. Also, this card, 5 mana legendary artifact. Okay, colorless creatures you control get +2/+2. See, look, I just literally you see the resemblance. see, okay, like I know that this is bad for me, but I'm very excited to be here.
I love this.
Whenever you tap a permanent for Void, add an additional Void mana. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, you gain 2 life. By the way, I call colorless Void mana. I don't know why.
No, but this one is actually... I mean, this one is literally Void mana, I think. Because there's a difference between colorless and Void, if I recall. But it's like, eventually... Yeah, Void was very specific.
Yeah. Yeah, so for instance, if you see the 5 up there, the casting cost for Forsaken Monument, this does mean 5 of any color. But that diamond in the middle means that it has to specifically be colorless. So for instance, if you had a swamp, you tapped it for black mana, this doesn't trigger. If you had a Phyrexian Tower and you tapped it for colorless mana, you would get an additional colorless from the Phyrexian Tower. And whenever you cast a colorless spell, you gain 2 life. I mean, this has to be in something. This has to be in something.
I mean, we just talked about Skyclave. The problem with Skyclave is it doesn't add colorless mana. It adds mana of any color. And unfortunately, colorless, as its name says, is not colorless.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like there was an opportunity maybe to add some of the... I don't know how to call them, but I want to call them void cards. But we've had them before that required you to add colorless mana in their cost. Like, you had to play them like Walker of the Waste, where you had to tap specifically colorless mana. I thought we'd be getting some of that.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see this here, but so is this foreshadowing Phyrexia somehow coming back, or I don't know, maybe.
I feel like it's gotta
either
be.
way.
I feel like
colorless
it's gotta
spells. I love colorless spells, and if you thought that what was the forge thing in Historic that gives +2/+2 to all your artifact creatures? Was good. I mean, this is gonna fit in, right? This is gonna make your artifacts even bigger. So
yeah, I mean, like Palladium Mirror. Ooh, wait, maybe that wouldn't work because when you tap that, it generates double colorless, right?
Yeah, but that would still give you a colorless, right? Because it is colorless mana. So if you would tap something for green mana, it would, like, if let's say you had an Elvish Mystic or whatever, or a double green card, it would still work. So yeah, that would work.
Yeah. And for any of you that are maybe getting more interested in other formats like Historic from watching the Mythic Invitational this weekend, or even older formats, I want to let you know, in Standard, when we see artifacts like this, we go, ooh, that might show up. Maybe it doesn't, but God, it sure is interesting, and then we never see it. If a Vintage player looks at this, it's already been banned. So with that, I would
True.
give this. I would give this. I would give this. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 9 because its casting cost is 5. It's the 9th card we're looking at, and I'm not sure.
I mean, there's got to be a way, Sean.
It's got to be.
There's got to be a way. Colorless spells. So here's you play a lot of colorless spells.
Yeah.
And you also play Angel of Destiny, right? Right? And then you have a lot of life. And then you just kill them. By winning the game.
Gosh, you're figuring this out. I mean, honestly, 5 mana for all of this. That's pretty sick. So
it's either the best deal or the worst deal.
Oh yeah.
It's not clear.
Oh, okay. Now time for my favorite name in the entire set. Number 8 is the Null Priest of Oblivion. 1 in a black that you can kick for 3 in a black. Menace lifelink 2/1. Nice. When Null Priest of Oblivion enters battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is the reanimation spell that I have been so hungry for. It's a little pricey at 6, but it's not like a reanimation card that's a dead card against aggro early on. I like this card. I'm worried that it's actually maybe a good card and not a jank card. What are your thoughts?
No, I mean, it is totally good. Okay, let's not get confused. So it has Menace and Lifelink, which means you're going to connect for the life gain. The reason I thought about it as a jank card is because it is in that space where it's actually not on its own super powerful. Like in a jank deck, you're not going to kill someone with the Null Priest of Oblivion. But you will get a reanimation spell. And so this is a little bit like that treasure map feel where it's the glue that makes your garbage reanimator deck somehow function, and then suddenly you've got yourself a life gain spell, and then suddenly you have a body on the board for Blood for Bones, and then if you have it in hand, it's still gonna do something. And I really, really like the fact that this card does a bit of everything.
This is a terrific way to describe it, because that's really what the Treasure Map was. Treasure Map was a good card. It showed up in some tip-top decks. You even had like 4 copies of in these weird mid-range mono-red decks. It was good, but in particular, it made all of your bad ideas feel like they were close. And this is what Null Priest of Oblivion's going to do. I mean, like, if you were trying to cast just a hard 5-mana resurrect a creature, you just died too many aggro decks. Null Priest of Oblivion. Smack them down, not legendary. Ping pong in for 2 damage, healing on up. And eventually, you swell out with Drakoseth. Oh, yeah.
Now, wow, you did it.
I did
So
it.
the Null Priest of Oblivion is a card that you could also play with Verazal. You know, if you wanted to go Sultai Reanimator with some kicker shenanigans, there it is. It's worth thinking about, I think.
Yeah, it has merit. It has merit. So I don't know whether to rate this lowly because it's a good card, or whether I should rate it highly because it's a good enabler.
I honestly, for me, this is definitely more of an enabler than, say, Liliana that we saw in Amonkhet, right? This is an enabler that it's on its own, it's actually not that impactful for jank decks. Like, when you play it in a jank deck, it's not going to feel too broken. Yeah. But when you have the idea you need, this is the reanimation spell you want, right? Like, you got your Citrus Supplier setting up for something. This is your best buddy.
Heck yes. Coming in at number 7, a card that I like a lot. Valakut Exploration, 2 in a red. Landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library, and you may play it for as long as it remains exiled. Second part, at the beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled with Valakut Exploration, put them into their owner's graveyard. Then Valakut Exploration deals that much damage to each opponent. So imagine I have this down, and I play a Vastwood Surge. Boom, boom, play 2 Landos that fall. You draw 2 cards, boom, boom. Can't cast them. Into the bin they go, zapping the opponent for 2. You can literally have a Landfall Valakut Exploration deck and just exile 20 cards from your library to deal the 20 damage to kill your opponent.
So, the reason I love this card is because, on one hand, it's got like this is obviously good. You just put it down and you deal damage over the course of the game and people die.
Or you draw cards,
You just get all these value. The thing is, there's ways to turn this mildly not... It's like it doesn't... If you don't play a competitive deck, this is a way for your deck to still be able to win. And there are many ways to have fun with this, where if you have multiple things your landfall, let's say you have Lotus Cobra, and you play a land, you get mana, and you get the card. So if you can play the card, maybe you play the card, and you just keep popping off with those combo pieces. Now, if you play multiple lands at once with, I don't know, you have a World Shaper, and you escape-shifted recently, or Lithiforming, yeah. And you just get a lot of lands to come down, and you've got Lotus Cobra, you just get a ton of mana, and you get to play whatever combo pieces you need, and by the end of the turn, as you say, you have 20 cards in your hand. But that is a pretty elaborate setup, getting all of that to work. And it's fun with Fall of the Throne as well, which I figured I'd mention. If you play Crucible of Worlds, that kind of stuff, it's, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, this for me is one of my 9 out of 9s. I love this card so much because there's so many ways to play extra lands, so many ways to sack and put in more lands, so many landfall enablers. There is Lotus Cobra for the extra mega mana ing. Hell, you even have Escape from the Wilds or Escape to the Wilds.
That's true. Yeah, you can actually. But like the thing that really hurts with Escape is that I wish you could put the cards from the exile under Valakut, which obviously you can't. But I'm still looking for a way to create like a World Shaper turn where all the lands from the graveyard come back down right away, so that you sacrifice it and it brings back 10 lands, and then you get 10 cards, and it generates a ton of mana off that. I think the powerful part is it fetches you additional combo pieces by putting them into your hand. So,
love to see it. So that's our number 7 top jank. Moving on to number 6. I think all of these modal lands are so sick, okay? Now, before I say anything, this is a land. You can choose not to cast this sorcery. You can choose to play it as a land, which enters tapped unless you pay 3 life. 3's pretty steep. Still going to work this into as many decks as I can. X and triple black, return from your graveyard to the battlefield any number of target creatures. Target creature cards that have different converted mana cost X or less. So if X is 3, I can bring a 3-drop, a 2-drop, and a 1-drop. If X is 5, I can bring a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. What are we feeling, Nox? What are we feeling?
I mean, this has to be... Exactly. Like, this is exactly that. It is the menagerie that I've tried to make work so much. Now, one of the unfortunate realities, I guess, about Menagerie is it was at its best in decks that are already good, sort of like Rakdos Sacrifice, where you bring back the Cauldron, the Priest, and the Mayhem Devil. And this is not going to change any of that. In fact, it's going to be a land that does that as well, just in case you wanted to. Just figured I'd mention it in case you were looking for something good. But the thing I love about this is that, again, you know how we talked about the Cleric earlier?
Yeah.
That was going to let us reanimate a bunch of clerics.
Absolutely.
And they always go down, right? So like you go from 4 to 3 to 2 to 1, which means you're always chaining downwards. And this says, oh, well, you were done? Well, let's just do it again, because you just bring them all back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and you start the chain again with other stuff in the graveyard. So I really like this. Plus, it's also a land, which means the drawback is very low. Worst case scenario, it's always upside.
Yeah, Gruesome Menagerie was always a really prickly hand to have in an opening set where you'd have like a 1-drop and a 2-drop and a Gruesome Menagerie, and you'd be like, I just need to let a 3-drop die at some point. I don't want to cast it yet, but boom, it's the land, it's no problem. And here's what I really love about this as a potential jank enabler, and why I'm going to give it a 6 out of 9. Nice. It's due to the fact that if you have enough mana, you could make X equals 7 and bring back 7 things that somehow one-shot the opponent.
I mean, I can think of Terror of the Peaks as a good 5-drop. I can... I mean, that might be... There it is! Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... Wait, hold up. Is there like a gigantic creature that can't attack that's cheap? I'm talking like Phyrexian Dreadnought type of size, where like it's a 1-mana 13/13. Like, is there something that crazy big?
Well, you could get the crab and then immediately swap its life total or its toughness with its power. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah. So, I don't know. This is one of those things where coming up with the right deck for this that's going to be janky is going to be very interesting to me, because one of the things that I found super interesting about Zendikar Rising as a set is that a lot of the rares and mythics are actually usable. It feels like even outside of janky scenarios, but this is one of those cards where I think of it as a little bit like Eerie Ultimatum, right? Where you could just bring back one of each named card And it's a good card. It's just a very powerful card. It's not really janky. But if you put it in a deck that has enough one-ofs, you just turn it into a jank pile. So I like Agadeem's Awakening for that reason. It just fits. I like it a lot.
Agadeem's Awakening is, like, again, here's what I think is going to happen with land. I was talking about this when we were doing serious business before. But I really think that if you say, let's just stick with 24 land, because that's all that any of you put in your damn decks anyways. If you have 24 lands in a normal deck, maybe consider going down to 20, 18 lands, and then putting in 8 to 10 of these modal cards. So now the total land that you have, if you played everything as a land, would be more like 28 to 30. But because you have so many flip opportunities, you have better consistency, and once you have the land out, you have less land overall. Oh my god, I love all these cards so much. This is
the flip lands. I want to see 20 of these per set. Like I'm that player. I want to see this be the new deck building norm. Like I just have. They don't all need to be as powerful as Agadeem's Awakening. Don't get me wrong, but like I just want to see more of this design space where we get to play more Magic.
Right.
It's amazing.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, so that's Agadeem's Awakening. GG. Going. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ancient Green Warden, 4 and a pair of greens, reach. You may play lands from your graveyard. If a land entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability or permanent you control to trigger, the ability triggers an additional time. Welcome to the new hot plasma of Standard. Ooh.
Now, this is one of those cards where a lot of people will say, why is this on the list? This is not jank.
It's good. It's good.
Like, I'm just going to have to say it right now. Anything that you can, like, it's not because a card is good that it's not janky. Some of them are just not janky. Like Lightning Bolt, it's not a risk factor. It's not a jank card, right? Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Experimental Frenzy is a good example of a card that's both good and janky in the right shell. It's just super fun stuff with a lot of lands played off the top. Now this falls into that Experimental Frenzy territory where maybe this is a competitive tool. And maybe it's not. Either way, as far as I'm concerned, this is a Yarok Crucible of Worlds, and that's it. And if you tell me one card is Yarok and Crucible of Worlds, I think jank.
Yeah.
I want to use it that way.
Yeah. Anytime something says copy, do a thing again, make 2 of them, I'm like, ooh, like like. That's one of those things where like my pupil dilates and they do the thing where they they dolly the camera in and like pull the lens back. So, one of those. Oh, this card right here absolutely turns my eyes cross-eyed. This is, first of all, you can play lands from your graveyard. Let's not forget that the Fabled Passage is a land that you play, triggering 2 landfall triggers. You then sacrifice, it searches out a land, which then enters the battlefield and gives 2 more triggers. And if you have some card that says you may play additional lands, you can then play that Fabled Passage from the graveyard again and get like 12 landfall triggers in 1 turn. Brrr, jank, 9 out of 9.
Lotus Cobra loves this card. Lotus Cobra has joined the chat. This is that moment where, like, what? 12 landfall triggers?
Yeah, absolutely, giving little nods, texting all sorts of capitalize S's to its buddy. Loves this card. That's how I mentioned.
So I'm a crazy fan of this card just because, I mean, so this is one of the big problems with jank. You know how when you build a janky deck, one of the big struggles is assembling Exodia. Like you've got to find the X and the Y and the Z, and then you've got to mix them all to make an omelet that then turns into a dragon. Like that's exactly what happened. But this is just X and Y. I'm just like, okay, we have something. Like this is just 2 of the 3 pieces built into one, and it doubles up as a blocker. I'm in. I'm in. I'm here.
All right, another.
By the way, this might be a good target for Agadeem's Awakening, right? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There's got to be something really stupid going on there.
This is
really stupid.
This is it. We got 4 more of these to go, and mentioned this one earlier. Our number 4, Nahiri's Lithiforming, X and double red. Okay, just think about this. Sacrifice X lands. Already, you can never sacrifice more than the lands that you have, right? Because if you have 8 lands, X is 6, so you'd be sacrificing 6 until you have 2 left over. For each land sacked this way, draw a card. You may play X additional lands this turn. Lands you control enter the battlefield tapped this turn. So, Oh my god. Landfall triggers. Out the wazoo. Have a Lotus Cobra out. Sack 10 lands. Draw 10 cards. You're probably going to just play 5 to 6 at that point. Feels good. Feels great. Who do we appreciate? Nahiri. And her interest in lithoformography. Like, this is going to be so many triggers on all the juicy landfall things. And if you have the Great Warden from the last slide, I mean 9 out of 9. 9 out of 9.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous amount of. Well, I mean, I was gonna say mana, but triggers, right?
Yeah.
I guess. It's one of those cards where it'll be the glue of. So I'm sure someone will say, "This is just a good card. It'll just win games on its own." Yes, maybe, but
Can't think of it that way.
there are things you can't do without this that are very janky, and as such, I'm looking forward to it. Now, is Nahir's Lithiforming going to fit everything? I don't know. I mean, I could imagine myself having Mayhem Devil on the field and just, going off with Nahiri's Lithiforming. That type of trigger, it's kind of boring, it's kind of dull, but it deals a lot of damage.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That is rad. I never even thought about that. You just play it and just like, yeah, no, I'm tired of the cat oven, like, like, this is just gaddle. This is, do you miss Niv Mizzet? I built one. I built one myself. 10 out of 9.
So I really I like this. Plus, also, the sacrifice effect is not part of the cost. You know how sometimes you have cards that say, as an additional cost, sacrifice everything, and if they have a counterspell, then I guess you've just sacrificed all your lands for no purpose. Yeah. This at least requires a sacrifice as part of the resolution.
So true. 10 out of 9. I even want to edit my first deck. I want to keep the Arboreal Grazers in, but even so, I want to try to get this into the jank deck that I built, because I'm very eager and excited about it. So love Nahiri's Lithiforming. This is going to be all over my mind for the next few months. This is
the kind of red card I like.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite green card in the set. Scoot Swarm. By the way, Nox, my two favorite mechanics are ramping and tokens, right?
Yes, which is exactly why I thought the whole Skyclave token procession copying and this might just be up on the levels of things maybe you'd like to play with.
Yeah, dude, anything that reminds me of an RTS game, it's like, I need to get more expansions and I need to make more units, right? Like, anything that just goes like, and like goes wide automatically, I'm just like, this is really good.
I nailed my inject, bro.
Oh, yeah, and because I'm an old school player, I only attack with 12 of them at a time.
True.
Yeah, no, in the real old OG... Did you know in Warcraft 1 you can only select 4 units at a time?
4 units. Yeah, no, I know that. I've made the mistake of replaying that game in the recent years.
Oh man, yeah, no, it really goes to show you how much innovation there's been. By the way, has this happened to you that you go back and watch a kid that you loved? Let me try it again. You go watch a movie you loved as a kid.
Okay, try again.
Really important to get the order.
Yeah.
You ever go back and watch a kid that you loved as a movie, and you're like, what?
What? Yeah, that kid did not become a movie.
It did not. That's not what happened. Let's try this a second time. You ever go back and watch a movie that you loved as a kid, and that it turns out that the movie was actually garbage? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, I did not watch many movies as a kid. I don't know what it was. I just didn't like movies all that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
not very often. I don't know.
Yeah, because let me tell you, I have had that experience with Magic cards. I go back to like one of my favorite cards. I'm like, I remember the Craw Worm, and it's an expensive vanilla 6/4, and I'm like, oh.
How did I ever think that was cool?
Oh.
Why was that cool?
And I used to think this art was tight. And then you look at art like this and you're like, yeah, art's gotten real good. This is great.
Yeah.
Like Scoot Swarm, look at this. A 3-mana 1/1. Sounds bad? Hold on to your butts. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of Scoot Swarm instead. This card quickly becomes mathematical.
Yeah, and I'm sure you like it just for that, right? It's just geometric growth just gets you going.
Whoa.
Just one of those things where, Linear is just for scrubs, to be honest.
Yeah. Go take your... I don't remember what the name of it was. It was the Boros enchantment that just kept summoning 1/1s. Was like
Yeah,
invariable.
the Outlaws Merriment. Is that
The
the one?
one that was actually good, like the growing battalion,
Oh yeah, the one from like way back when.
inevitable battlements or something like that. Like
That one. Yeah, I know which one you're talking. The one that Outlaws Merriment was trying to be, but then failed at being.
yeah,
Yeah.
assemble the legion.
So,
That's what it's called. Not
Can we can we stop and pause with Scoot Swarm? So like yeah, okay, you have a
yeah.
lot of lands, lithoforming, you're just land falling all over the place, and you've got all these tokens that you double up with Anointed Procession and risk the Redeemer.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
have all these insects that you just swing with. But
Oh,
then
yeah.
what if before doing any of that,
Okay.
okay,
Okay. What,
you
have my
mutated
attention.
over the Scoot Swarm. You use a mutate over the Scoot Swarm, and then with 6 lands or more, gotten it for mutating the
Never thought
the
of it.
3-mana guy that does that. I
Never
mean, this
thought
would
of it.
just copy. It's a
That's
lot of
amazing.
mutation.
Now, for any of
And
you
now the
that,
question is, can you get anything good on enter the battlefield effects from creatures that mutate? I don't know.
I don't know because I've never played them.
It's
I don't think anyone has. Not in standard. Okay, for any of you that don't know this, anytime you see something that says create a token that's a copy of, and then it has the card's name, what it means is this, of me, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
mean make a copy of the base card Scoot Swarm. It's make a copy of me, myself. So this means, as Nox is noting, that if you had something like, a 6/5 mutated mega dude that was a Scoot Swarm,
or
God.
even like better yet, okay, like let's just picture this scenario, which is amazing. You have the auspicious Charix that puts permanents from the top of your deck, including lands, on the battlefield. This could trigger a chain reaction, the likes of which would just, make people feel really good about
I
mutating.
never thought about mutating onto a Scoot Swarm, but that is a 9 out of 9. That is absolutely janktastic.
So I love
Wow.
it. I'm
Love
a
it.
fan. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't mention it, but Insect Tribal, Radiant Destiny. You give your insects +1/+1 in vigilance. I don't know if you'd want to use the 3-mana artifact that you name a creature type. That could also be relevant, I guess.
Wow, but this card absolutely is just tip-top on the list. Now we have 2 more to go. 2 more to go. Phallic Awakening is our next one. It's again
Yes.
it's again one of these flippity dippity doodah landies, okay? You can play this as a tapped mountain. That's what that little symbol at the top left means, but Phallic Awakening, 2 in a red. Put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. So if you have like a handful of land and you don't want it, you cast Phallic Awakening, chuck every single one of those lands to the bottom, and then redraw a full hand. Incroyable.
So this is funny because this card, I don't think it's as much a jank card as it is a good card once again, but this is where there's a confluence of factors where you build jank. What do you want to do? You probably want to curve out, and then you probably want to find specific pieces. Now, unlike many red cards or similar cards, oftentimes red and blue, they have a wheel effect, which is discard everything, draw that many, right? Which is just, oh, now my pieces are gone and I can't keep the ones I need and sculpt my hand, so to speak. Whereas this says, okay, the things you don't need for your janky combo, pitch them out. They're still in the deck, and then find the stuff you need.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this is competitive. I built a funny deck with that earlier in Historic that I will not be playing against you, but that
Nice.
I had a lot of fun with.
Thank God.
But the fact that it's a land, I mean, Sean, come on.
I mean, it's incredible. It's
This
incredible.
is
And so you hit the nail on the head. Jank cards often have the cards you don't really want to run, but you have to so you don't die. And then your jank goodness. And you know what really sucks? When you've assembled the jank combo and you no longer need those jank pieces, you actually just do want the defensive spells. And this just lets you get rid of things en masse. Come on back. Instant speed for 3. This is just too good. This is too good.
And it's +1. It's not like you discard 4 and you draw 4. You discard 4 and you draw 5.
Yeah, so
it's actually replacing. It's like cantripping at least.
It's the thickest cantrip. It's a cantrip with 5 Cs.
I love this.
So good. This is again 9 out of 9, as you might have imagined. As we're getting closer to 1, it's time to look at the number 1 rated top jank card. And this one couldn't possibly be more appropriately named the Lithiform Engine for 4. Legendary artifact. Pay 2 and tap. Copy target activated or triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. That includes Planeswalker abilities. Planeswalker abilities are activated abilities. 3 and a tap. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Oh yeah. 4 and a tap. Copy target permanent spell you control. The copy becomes a token. This might be the jankiest card I've seen in years, Nox.
Yeah, I mean, this does everything. So we talked about, Verazol and all those funny double up the Jace. Like this, you can pay 2 and copy Verazol's activated ability. Like that's just, it's gonna cost you 2 counters, and you're just gonna do that again. You're gonna want to do a big landfall turn. You're gonna do it twice. You want to play a big spell, you can double it, and you can also copy a permanent spell such that you can technically get 2 creatures for 4. Basically, it's like a preemptive clone.
Yeah.
For whatever thing you've got. It's like a Helm of the Host that requires no equipment cost on, and it can copy enchantments. It can copy
insane.
Artifacts. It can just do everything, and if the spell is kicked, it doubles up the kick. Just everything.
Everything.
It's
like what can you do? Like, yeah. I mean, this card is just so awesome. I mean, it is going to keep jank producers occupied for years. This card is incredible. I mean, the thing that I am really interested in is the copy target activated or triggered ability, because I deeply, deeply love Chandra's Regulator. I really, really love Chandra's Regulator. But you can also copy all sorts of other weird things. You can copy Fabled Passage activations with this. Like, what?
Oh, wait. Oh, what? Oh.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I forgot. What?
Weird end of turn triggers, Like, for instance, you could lose the game twice at the end if you cast not a Finale of Glory,
Chance of Glory, okay, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, you could copy that and get 2 turns, right?
Yeah.
And then you'd be able to Tails End the first one and get the second anyway.
It's
amazing.
You
wouldn't, because you'd have to double Tails End at the end. Well, you could do that.
I mean, there's so many things you could copy. Mayhem Devil triggers for extra pings. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna copy Scape Shift. So you just get 18 lands gone, and then you get another 18.
It's so good. Now I think that maybe also the other thing I'm really interested in is the copy target permanent spell you control for enchantments. I mean, come on, doubling up on Felidar.
Yeah, I mean,
retreats.
you can copy. What's the 1,000-Year Storm?
Oh yeah.
Sunbirds. The thing is, like, let's get that clear. You can only copy the spell. So it's like it cannot be that you have the enchantment and then you copy. Mm-hmm. You have to copy it as you cast it. So it's like it's taxing you for 4 mana up front. That said, you get a copy of whatever that permanent is, and it becomes a token version of whatever you're doing. So this is phenomenal. I love this thing.
Oh, this is so good. I'm so happy we got the chance to present this is a 20 out of 9 rating for this final card. This is a full 18 out of 9, 2 9 out of 9s from both of us. This was the best jank card. And with that, Nox,
I love it.
With that, now Nox and I, after looking at some of our favorite janky things, we have some clowny decks that we have produced, 3 on each side, that we're going to be playing against one another with. What I want to do is I want to go to the break screen for just 15 seconds. And then let's treat it just like What the Deck, where we intro the decks and battle against each other.
Perfect.
All right.
I'm down. Let's do it.
And mute myself to you. All right, let me tell you what's going to happen now. Nox is currently sharing his updated deckaroos. I'm going to show you some jank decks that I'm going to be playing against Nox. The first and foremost is this Naya Landfall list that no longer has the Arboreal Grazers, no longer has any of that nonsensical Yasharn. It's just pure rampy-bampy goodness. And let me tell you, on Thursday, when the set drops in earnest, don't think I'm not going to be playing this deck. First of all Felidar Retreat is both jank and good. I genuinely think that this card's going to be good. Okay, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Create a 2/2 white cat beast creature token. Basically the same thing as Field of the Dead. Land enters the battlefield, you summon 2/2s. It's perfect. It's perfect! And you can also put +1/+1 counters on each creature I control. Those creatures gain vigilance until end of turn, so if for whatever reason my opponent Cry the Carnariums me or something, or maybe tries to languish, I can maybe just pump up enough counters on them to make them stay alive. You'll love to see it. Now, I'm noticing that there are some inefficiencies in this deck that we will address soon enough. But, actually, these are the ones that we're going to pull out. Let's go ahead and get the Arboreal Grazers in. This is always good for consistency. Okay, so we have the Landfall Felidar Retreat. We have the Landfall Scoot Swarm. I think of Scoot Swarm kind of as our delay card that can just go wide crazy fast. And we can chump block with Scoots until we have a whole lot of Felidar Retreats out. Everything else puts land on the battlefield. Look at this. Cultivate. Find those basics. Vastwood Surge. Search your library for up to 2 basics. Put them onto the battlefield. And you can even kick it to put +1/+1 counters. Murasa Root Grazer. Putting things on the battlefield, sending them back. Putting things on the battlefield, sending them back. Lotus Cobra. Procking on land entry. Woo! We also have a Tangled Florahedron as another opportunity to have an extra value land. Now for the mana base, I wasn't exactly sure what to do. 26 lands. I've just put in a bunch of basics and 4 Fabled Passages to make sure that it actually runs. And takedown maxes, if you're changing the deck, do you think you can get the Lithiforming card in? You know what, let's do it. Lithiforming, show me what I don't own. Please, put them in. Big shout out to Wizards of the Deck for the God accounts. Yeah, we got some Lithiforming in. Oh, let's not forget Escape to the Wilds is in this too. And Moraug, Fury of Akum. And now with that Nox, I'm ready to challenge you, man.
You're ready to challenge me, D9? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, and what's your... Because Wizards of the Coast gave us God accounts. What's your God account name?
My account name is Noxious VIP. Not
Noxious VIP, number what?
I mean, if you add me, do you need the number?
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah, no, it is Noxious VIP 76543.
76543. Oh, 76543. Nice. You should.
Did you find me?
You should have gotten an invitation from Day 9 VIP.
I did not. I did not get that invitation, Sean.
Do you want to add me?
Maybe we just challenge each other.
Okay. My name is Day 9 with the full brackets, like DAY bracket 9 and bracket _ VIP.
Yeah.
Hash.
Yeah.
76543. Look at this.
Wow, that's funny how that works, huh?
Oh, it is hilarious.
So it's Landfall. I'm challenging you. I am Noxious _ VIP 76543. So I'm now challenging you in the challenging page, not in the friend list.
That's right. Wait, it says. Wait.
76543. I'm gonna say you.
Oh,
hello.
I'm sorry. I challenged myself because I'm an idiot, Nox. Okay, there it is. I'm sorry. Okay, I've selected
you
my deck.
challenged yourself.
Yeah, and it wouldn't let me. It's like unable to queue at this time, and I'm like, and now it works fine.
Okay,
Nox,
I'm challenging you, Sean. I'm challenging you.
Yeah, Noxious VIP 76543.
You're challenging me in the challenge page?
Yeah, I'm challenging you in the challenge page.
This is so complicated.
I want to challenge you so badly. Yeah!
Where do I get a PhD in MTGA UI?
You get it here at Day 9 TV. Don't forget, your tuition comes in the form of gifted subs.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, yes. I think I actually have it. I think I have the nuts.
You have the nuts?
I do it. I have the stone cold
nuts. I don't
nuts.
like to hear that
Hold on,
at all.
Enhance. Let me go ahead and shrink my little body here. There we go.
Enhance. Oh, you have a turn 1 play. Okay. Oh, I see.
I think I'm gonna want.
Okay.
Wait, how do you play it on the other side? What's the interface?
Yeah, you right click. Oh no, you have to click the arrow. I don't know. When you play it, it doesn't ask you.
No. How do I? How do you flip it?
Up arrow. No, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
I don't.
Does anyone know? Something? Anyone know how to do it?
There's probably a keybind somewhere. Show collection, pass priority.
I can't.
I think when you play it, it should ask you, Sean.
I can't mouse over it.
It probably asks you when you play it. Just play it.
It doesn't work with the Arboreal Grazer. That's what's going on.
Oh, because you didn't play it though. It was put down.
Oh, you can't flip it with a grazer. Oh my gosh. All right, important rules mechanics coming on up. I probably want the double whites, huh?
I mean, I think that's how it works, right? You have to play the land for grazer to consider it.
I see, because this is you may
played.
put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. But
True.
this new mechanic is not. Flipping is part of a play activation. The front side is the primary side. Oh, hell yes.
So the primary side is the Timber Crown pathway, and if you want to flip it, then you're going to have to play it from your hand as your land for that one turn.
Now, this is terrific. Okay, now I see that you have the Akum Hellhound, which I do think could be a legitimate part of a dope deck, but watch this. Watch this.
What?
Multiple scoots.
It begins.
Vastwood Surge.
Okay, that's only 2 lands though, right?
Yes, but then.
Okay, hold on. I say that's only 2 lands, but that's actually bad enough as it is. So now next time you play a land, you get 6 of those, right?
Yeah. Uh-oh, we got the Lotus Cobra.
I will add green.
Now, I do have 2 Lithiformings in here, so... Oh, the Akum Hellhound is getting big.
I think there's something to do here. I just don't know.
I'm excited, though. I'm very excited. I want to see some... I might even want to just play this deck twice. This is a fun deck.
I don't know how to make this work. Does that even work? Nothing works here. Everything I do is bad, Sean. Nothing does what I want it to do.
You know what? This Arboreal Grazer led a good life. Your Akum Hellhound shall be renamed.
Out?
It shall be renamed Manny Duvati. Okay.
That's a very good card. That's a very good one to have right now. Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah.
No lands. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
No, the worst land. Oh, God.
Yes! It's happening!
Oh, disaster.
All right, hold on. Let me just find a land really fast. All right, I'm going to
That is a complete disaster. That is an absolute disaster, Sean.
This grows so quickly. Who did the optimization on this? Do you see how fast this is going?
I think we must have forced it with the last What the Deck.
Yeah, we were playing What the Deck. The game was like choking really hard, and they were looking at each other askance. Oof.
Okay, so if I do this, is this? I mean, that's like barely even like good enough. Like whatever I do is just.
I'm literally just going to Felidar Retreat, escape to the wilds, and try to make this pop off again. Absolutely, that's what I'm going to do.
I mean, there might be a way for me to do this. No, hold up. Stop.
I mean, if you deal 1 damage to all my Scoot Swarms, I lose immediately.
No, I don't think the people who built these decks for us were that evil. Now, realistically, you should just straight up die. If I were able with a Brushfire Elemental to just pop off here, right? Because you have no blockers if I make it big enough.
That's true. That's true.
But unfortunately for me, I'm facing down 54 swarms,
well,
and I ain't got nothing.
First. Let's go ahead and escape to the wilds real fast.
Yeah, this deck feels so. This is everything that Golos and Uro tried to be. You know how Golos was supposed to feel super fun as a payoff for Landfall or one of those things. This is it. Like this is the fun stuff.
Look at how efficiently it's handling this. Oh my God, that audio was real loud on my end though.
Yeah, me too. I'm alive though. Okay, now the game is lagging. Now the lag is sort of delayed. What they've done is they
look at how fast that is.
They tell me that if I don't take an action, the game will end in a draw. What did you do to me, Sean?
Oh my God. This is terrific. Okay.
Playing lands, it results in a draw. Why would it resolve in it? I have no action I can make. Why is it asking me anything?
All right. Well, I guess that's a different form of optimization where it's like, cut it out or you die.
I mean, I think this interaction is going to come up every other game too.
Yeah, I mean, Scoot Swarm and Landfall is really good. There's gonna be a lot of idle threats coming up. I'm sorry, Nox. Listen, I promise I'll kill you right here, okay?
But why are the Scoot Swarms taking this long?
I think it's, I don't know. Maybe we're gonna get a draw. Maybe we will look similar to people who are trying to top 8 in a tournament. Oh yeah, no, I ID'd in round 1 of the junk battles. That way we could definitely get into the next game. All right, a few more to go.
Yeah, no, I can see it. I can see that you have a few more to go. I can see that there are a few things still happening. Do you
It was running so well.
Do you expect to be playing a lot of this on the ladder? Because I think I will, whatever this is.
Oh yeah. No, I'm absolutely doing Scoot Swarm Landfall. You know what? I'm going to attack.
I think one of the problems right now is that a lot of some of your guys have +1/+1 counters and others don't. I think that's what's messing it up because they don't stack anymore.
Ah.
Like they're different. They're like 2 different stacks of stuff. Does that make sense? Like it's tracking 2 different types of stacks.
In a sense, it could make sense. I feel like, you know, I feel like it's potential. It's plausible that it could be a sensible thing, but I think dealing 155 damage was really the important part for me in that whole. All right, I'm gonna do a swift deck introduction on my Crab Tribal because I want to get back to gaming because hopefully we can play with that Landfall deck again. That's what I want to do. All right, be right back introducing the decks. All right, so this is a Crab Tribal. All right, we have the Shorecomber Crab. Look at it, he's an 0/4 crab. We have the Ruin Crab. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills 3 cards. Okay. We have a lot more. We have Ancient Crab here, 1/5. We have the Crustacean, a Flash Crab. We have Charix, the Omega Crab, and we have High Alert. So we can have all our 0/4 and 1/4 and 1/5 and I don't know, our 0/17 crabs dealing a little more damage. And then we have Tetsuko. It says creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. Alright, there's other cards in here too. I don't give a shit. Alright, let's challenge Noxious. Take that. Alright, Crablar. I've introduced my deck. I'm ready to play.
You ready to play?
Yeah,
why are you laughing?
This deck. It's really stupid. Oh.
It's stupid?
Oh, it's really good and really stupid. I am going to try to kill you with the power of the crab.
I've challenged you, I think. Okay, you want to do the challenge the old-fashioned way?
I've challenged you, and okay, I think that what the server's doing is it's going, I don't know if I want to let these 2 guys play. Should have given him a draw last time, you know. Okay. Oh, shit, yeah.
I think I like my hand, but I'm not sure.
No, my hand is a better draw. Okay. Step 1, Shorecomber Crab. Boom, there it is.
What?
There it is.
Oh, it's the High Alert deck. This
no,
is it. I'm just going to get High Alerted. Oh, yeah, I will.
It's even better than that, okay? Are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah!
Oh,
Bam!
God.
Take that.
This is so silly.
All right, show me what you got. Oh,
I have a plant skeleton.
It's the High Alert deck. I got it.
Oh God, I'm not making that out this turn. I'm dead next turn.
This might be it.
I'm straight dead. Sorry. Highlight. I have a Swarm Shambler.
Oh, you can put that one on top. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. I literally had the godliest draw of all time. Just queue up again. Queue up again if we lose, because this draw was too good. This was literally the god draw.
I cannot play Magic right now. Like this was like triple short Chroma Crab, short Coomer, short. I didn't even pronounce that word.
It's short.
What even is that word?
I think you're right. I think it is short Coomer. All right, we got a Renata.
I like how it's got a skull. Like it's got
Flash
a pirate
crab.
skull.
What? Whoa!
Crab
choose
alert?
a creature type. Draw a card for each permanent you control. I get
That's
to.
a very old card.
I get to name crab.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look at this. I also have a ruin crab. This is the most power I've ever felt. This is incredible.
This is like the most. You know, what tribal could we make happen? Well, crab
Crabs.
tribal. But what's the tribal? What's the tribal lord? Oh, high alert.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, wait.
High alert.
I'm queuing up again. I cannot believe having 3 O4 crabs and a high alert was just the nuts. Was just the stone cold nuts. I'm challenging you again with Crablar Tribal.
I think your deck is very fast though. Like Crab alert is a very good deck.
Crab alert.
Crab alert is a very
Alert's
it's a
really
real deck.
good.
It's a solid archetype.
Are you at home worried that if you fall, no one will come help you? Buy Crab alert. All right, let's.
Hey, Crab alert is good.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get a ruin crab here. There it is.
Okay.
All right, now this is one of the new cards in Zendikar Rising. Is the ruin crab. I like that it has the word ruin in it, despite the fact that it literally is an O3. All right.
I mean, it's in the ruins, right? Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. It lives in the ruins. I thought that this was like a crab of ruin, right?
No,
like,
it's not that good. It's not that powerful.
Decimator
It's just
crab.
not. It's not that kind of crab.
All right, now let's see this one. When one or more plus one counters are put on a creature you control, twice that many plus one counters are put on it instead. Got it.
It's a very slow deck compared to how quick yours probably ramps as soon as it finds high
Well,
alert.
yeah, no, I mean, I'm all in on high alert. I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. Oh goodness, Renata. Oh.
Landfall, okay.
Even
I dig
better.
it.
Even better.
Okay.
Are you ready
Triple-
for this?
well, yeah, go ahead.
Are you ready for this,
Show.
baby?
I am ready.
Okay, here it comes. Island Crablar time. Oh my gosh.
Okay. No, I can't attack though. I can't attack through this one. It's just too big.
Dude, Charix is just ridiculous. It's a Leviathan crab. I love this. Alright, well, I'll block this, and I'll block this.
I like how you can freely block a 7/3. Like, this is
10
just totally
toughness.
cool.
Let me tell you, this is what I like about Charix, right? Like, there's so many huge, bursty potential combos that exist. And for those of you that hate trying to do combat math, this is a dream crab. This is a dream,
Crab. You did.
This is a dream crab
card.
This is a dream crab true.
Wow.
All right. Well, we might have to do backup strategies and
Well, for the deck?
yeah, and try to just landfall our way through because like I don't know if I can handle this like counters beatdown. I mean, this is some serious business. Ooh, that's not good for us.
I don't. I mean, it just grows big-ish, right?
Well, huh.
It's not like this good or that good
I mean, this,
or very good.
This is... Do you want? Oh, you have a pet. Look at that. You got a dog. Or is that my dog?
That's your dog.
That's my dog. What a good dog.
Yeah.
It's like so upset. It's just watching me get absolutely murdered. It's like, whoa. Like, oh, dog dad. Oh. Surprise. It's a flash.
Oh, surprise crab.
Now, here's the thing.
Crab pate.
I can place some blocks up here, right? I think that, we do take... I think we just take the damage here. Now, if I draw high alert, we literally win immediately. Okay, what does this do?
Does it clone a crab?
Oh, this is... Also, I forgot to...
You should be playing Radiant Destiny in that deck. Oh, okay.
Herald's Horn, baby.
Okay, I see how it is.
Hear that horn? That horn's just causing all the crabs to come out from the crab holes. Clicking and clacking, ready for battle. Here it comes. Ah, yes.
My horn makes all the crabs come to the yard, damn right. It's better than yours, that's right. It's better than your horn.
God, I'm really feeling this. I think you had a career as an incidental musician.
Okay, let me just say that I keep misclicking the things I want to exile. But these oozers are not growing. The mouse keeps slipping over to something I'm not clicking. Stop.
Alright. Oh, I mean, you're getting so big. There's a biogenic ooze in there? Oh, what? Okay.
I can't, I just can't use it well.
My
so the
dog
moss
is so
spit skeleton, I'm pretty sure is a much better creature for limited than it is for this brew, for instance.
Yeah.
It's just a little on the weak side.
Now,
I do like Rishkar though. Like the moss spit skeleton should, if it came down, if it was a 0/0 that came down with 2+1/+1 counters,
yeah.
I would feel way better about it.
Oh god. Okay. Oh jeez. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna block like this, and like. Oh, everything really sucks here, huh? Alright, well I guess you're gonna chump here. How many islands do I have? I have 4 islands. I think this is right, right? So we do this. And then we activate.
Seems right.
Surprise, 413.
Can't do
Oh my god, this sucks so bad. Oh my god, I was counting islands but not my life. Oh man, this is a real low point for me. This is a real low point for me, man. I just you know what happened? I literally went 1 comes through, and then I did my blocks, and then 2 came through, and I was like, oh, is that enough damage? It's okay. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I was living on such a high from being, you know, on the crab alert.
You got the crabs have been good.
The crabs.
They have been good.
Do you want to do our most janky decks? You ready for like the full extreme
of these 2 decks?
Oh no,
I have another deck I could show you. I have another deck that I've built that I could show you.
Is that the Neoform list?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, please go ahead and intro it, because I'm going to show everyone my Dimir mill that we're going to be doing real fast here.
Oh, all right, sure.
Yes.
Let's do it then.
It brings no crabs to the yard. I'll be right back. It's better than yours. All right, that was pretty smooth. I think that was pretty good. Let me show you a couple things, right? Ruin Crab absolutely making an appearance again. However, we are also running 3 Maddening Cacophonies. Each opponent mills 8 cards. If the spell is kicked, each opponent mills half their library, rounded up. For what reason? Bruvac, the Grandiloquent, is 2 and a blue. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill twice that many cards instead. So I get out Bruvac, I cast Maddening Cacophony for the kicker, they mill their entire deck. What the heck? Now, some of the supporting cast and crew here all benefit from having things in the bin. Thoughtseize puts things into the bin. Drown the Lock, you can counter and kill things based upon things in the bin. Vantress Gargoyle, can't attack unless defending player has 7 or more cards in the bin. You love it. Relic Golem, can't attack or block unless opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. 3 mana 6/6, feeling good, feeling great. The Haunt of Hightower, when it attacks, defending player discards a card. Boop. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, put a +1/+1 counter on the Haunt of Hightower. Let's not forget Into the Story, which is a 5 and 2 blue, that's 7 mana. But the 7 mana spell can cost 4 if the opponent has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Lets us draw 4 cards. We also have a Scheming Symmetry for consistency. Alright. Noxious Vip, selecting it. Milleronis. Can't believe I
Day 9, are you ready?
I'm queued up against you. Me
right,
and my dog want to fight.
Yeah? Can you beat this deck, you think? Do you know the deck?
Do I know your deck? No. You know what? And I know that you're a really great expositor and educator. I think that if you gently walked me through how you were not so gently tearing me apart, that would be great.
I will try to be as specific about it as I can. I hope it's helpful.
Terrific. All right, so we both mulligan to 6. This seems good.
Yeah. I just I have to think this one through. This is tough.
Okay. Fabled Passage turn 1. We've all been there.
True.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. That's where I am. Your turn.
Very well. Temple of Deceep.
Mm-hmm. I have been there before.
Pretty elite. Pretty elite. Okay. No more good lands. No more good lands. Now, I know that this deck has Neoform in it because I remember when we were setting up, Eric was saying, do you have a third deck? And you said, I have a Neoform thing. And I see on the lists there. Neoform thing.
Yeah, I have a Neoform thing. It's in there.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and just play Maddening Cacophony. So this will give me a little bit more visibility into the deck. We have Explorers, we have Neoforms.
That sucks. Like, I'm not super pumped about that move, you know, Sean?
I'm sorry, I apologize.
I would have preferred if you had not done this.
Okay.
Your deck may be well positioned against mine.
Well, I do have a 6/6 on turn 3, which I feel good about.
That's pretty big.
Rather is. Rather is. This is just going to be used defensively, though, because I obviously have some other ideas in mind to hopefully pull the win.
Ah.
All right.
This is actually a very good creature. I like it, the Relic Golem. I mean, very good. In limited, probably more. But still, a 3-mana 6/6. There's nothing to scoff at. You know,
I'm going to swing once. I'm going to swing once just to see how it goes, you know?
Okay.
Hit this little next button.
This is not a rogue. Okay.
It's not a rogue. It's not. I mean, it has gone rogue, but it's not that it is a rogue.
Yeah.
Took Rubble Fort. Oh, God. Okay.
Oh. That's the clever inclusion. I like it.
It's very nice. It's very, very nice. Okay. Okay.
I have not drawn the card I needed here, Sean.
I'm cracking this right
I
now.
may have to retry this again or something. I don't know. It's complicated.
I hear it. I hear it. Wow, you draw a lot of cards with this thing. Into the Story is kind of rad.
Let's go and play the Triome.
Okay.
These are all the wrong draws, in all the wrong order, and like everything is going wrong, Sean. Everything.
Every single thing that's happened to me today.
This is unbelievable. So I made a mistake. I should have kept Phallic Awakening as a non-land here. The card that I played as a land here that you see like flip down, I should have kept that as a non-land and actually used it to remove cards from my hand and put them into the deck.
Okay.
But I did not.
We're gonna yeah, I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
mill like this. This is gonna
please
feel
don't.
good. Please don't.
God.
Oh, Seagate Stormcaller. Oh my gosh.
This is the worst. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me, Sean.
I mean, this is for sure a ruin crab.
What is even happening?
Dude, this is disgusting. This is disgusting.
Okay. I'm feeling a lot worse about this than I was.
Wow. I mean, like, this is the thing, is that I feel like you got a draw that did not behoove you. You got a draw that did not really
everything
help.
went wrong. Like, every possible thing that could have gone wrong went wrong.
You hate to see. I mean, well, we have enough time to play again. It's 1:50. Louise is going to be here at 2.
Yeah, we probably do. I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of, you know, drawing cards that are not milled yet.
Okay, so let me go to my turn. Ooh. This is actually the dirtiest possible one that we could have gotten. Did we do it?
Go ahead.
So each opponent's going to mill one, round it up. What? When it enters, copy, choose new targets?
I get the feeling that's not what you were looking for.
Oh man! All right, we did it.
I'm still pretty milled out though.
All right.
I'm still fairly milled out.
I'm expecting some sort of Gaia's blessing.
It would be great, but alas, it is not to be. No, all the best cards you just sent to the graveyard.
All right, no, just queue back up. Just queue back up. Just
okay,
queue back up.
I'll queue back up.
We're just gonna queue
I'll
back up.
queue back up. I'll queue back up.
I got some god draws, and I got.
You know, I just realized queue back up sounds like a very strange reading of Chewbacca.
Han Solo and queue back up.
Chewbacca.
Oh yeah, you know, I absolutely would be the worst person possible to be in charge of creative direction for any project. If you want cool names of things, not gonna have cool names of things at all. If there's a card that lobbed a grenade, it would be called a Grenade Man. That's how I name things. If I'm ever doing
No Priest of Oblivion would have been a what?
It's
occasional reanimator? Like, is that?
It would have been reanimate.
No, cancel! No, leave! I don't want this deck.
You don't want it? Okay, yeah, you got it.
It was the wrong deck, Sean. I clicked the. I clicked where my heart was.
I haven't even gone over, and you know, Wizards actually messaged me right now, and they said if Nox runs that deck, we're cutting the broadcast, and you're never gonna never again. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to please everyone. Zendikar is great. I'm freaking out, so let's just make sure that we can get the good deck in.
I want you to see this deck, Sean. It is my masterpiece.
Okay, yeah. Because
I'm unfortunate, like that you were playing a mill deck, which is especially deadly against me.
Yeah.
It is deadly.
Oof.
A completely deadly strategy. Maybe I should have kept my initial first card hand or whatever that was. I mean, this is tempting, but I've been on the other end of this. I will keep it, Sean.
Yeah.
I am keeping this.
Now, I have myself a very, very tricky hand. Okay, so let's see.
Ooh.
If I drag this out, and I click like this, it comes out. I see. So, one of these lands is the front, and one of them is the back.
Right. So when you put them down with the other thing that we talked about, that doesn't work, right?
Correct. Like if you
when you put them down
grazer,
with like a grazer, that does not function.
It places the front card out, not the back.
Got it.
All right. Phallic Awakening. Oh yeah, how many are going into the bin? Oh yeah, this is it. All of it.
All of it, Sean. All of it.
I mean, I love that.
Every card.
You know, I'm just
must be sacrificed.
Okay. You know, I think it's a little cruel that Thoughtseize is in this deck.
It is? Oh god.
Yeah, I know. Never again. Don't worry.
It's okay. It's fine, Sean. You could play. Don't feel bad for playing the things you were given to play. You could Thoughtseize. It's fine.
I'll be honest. I feel
Thoughtseize
terrible.
away.
No, I mean it's in my graveyard. All right, I don't want that Pact of Negation coming out. I am determined to get this crab out. Rat. Alright, you know what? Screw you. You're getting milled. I can't believe that we're fighting this much over an 0-3 crab.
Over a crab.
Over this crab.
I mean, this crab ruined me last turn.
It is a ruined crab, I mean. In
fact, it did. It did ruin me. It did a lot. It was not fun. I must pay for this. Auto pay.
Yeah, thank God for that. You know, for any of you who don't know this, in Paper Magic, that's when these pacts were first created. You know, where you pay 0 and at the beginning of your next upkeep, then you pay the deferred cost. What players would do is they started to put an object on top of their deck to remind them to pay this cost, because the order of your turns is untap, upkeep, draw. So a lot of times when someone says it's your turn, you just automatically draw. And if you do that, that is a declaration that you are passing.
And you'd lose.
You'd lose
because your
immediately.
upkeep step would have passed with Pact of Negation unpaid for, and you would have died at that point.
All right.
Sean, will I ever find the card I need? You think?
Yeah, I do. Look at this. Working together. Scheming symmetry.
Yeah, right.
There it is.
Uh-huh. I trust this about as much as a slap in the face.
There it is. There it is. I look forward to seeing what we're working with here. And here's the thing. I am an honorable person. I am not going to attack with my Vantress Gargoyles.
Really? I put Fabled Pasture at the top thinking you'd mill me, so I wouldn't draw the card I put there.
No, I know. This is a show. This is a show.
Okay.
I wanted to give you what you needed, and you know what?
Oh.
Now that you've drawn this, okay, let's see if now we can mill the card that you wanted to get. Oh wait, I milled myself. Oh shit! Oh! Oh! Oh my god, this is so bad. This is so bad. Oh,
Sean,
shit.
very, very well done.
Oh my god. You know, if you examine my brain, some parts wrinkly, some parts smooth. All right. Well, I guess we'll just kind of hang out a little bit. I can't believe I did that. I mean, I can believe I did that.
I'm still not finding what I don't have it, you know?
You don't have it?
I need to play probably Grazers in this deck or some other 2-drops or something.
I would put the Grazer. And you know what? Can I just say one of the things that is physically painful? Like, I flinch when this happens to me when I'm playing on stream, is that I do things, and for instance, if someone's watching on mobile on a lower resolution, the stream is like even more delayed getting to them depending upon their connection. So 15 to 20 seconds after I'm reeling from the mistake, someone types, "Sean, no!" It's like hearing the agony just is doled out over a long period of time.
It's true. I can feel that.
Yeah, you know that. Sean, no!
So where is the card I'm looking for? Like, why don't I draw it? There's like 2 games I've gone 30 cards in, and I have found nothing.
What is
That's not it either. Like, where is it?
Just tell me what the card is. I'll get it for you.
Where is it? Why? Like, where is it, Sean? I play 4 copies. It must be in here. Whoa, hold up.
Oh yeah, he is so massive.
The haunt of Hightower.
All right, this is it. This is your turn.
What? No, it's not. It's still. I'm just drawing blanks.
All right. I'm so.
You're gonna mill 2. That's still not it. Where is it?
Where is it right now?
No, still. Okay, Sean, come on. Like, you gotta give me the math on this. What are the odds of me not seeing the card I'm looking for twice, going to 30 when I have 4 copies to go? Run it down.
Infinite. It's infinite. It's epsilon. It's a probability. Okay, so we're gonna chill. I'm not gonna attack you, but this is your last turn. This is all I'm giving.
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
You got it? Nice.
I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. Now, the problem is I don't think it'll be enough to kill, though, this time. Because everything went wrong and stuff. So,
I'm going to let it happen. I'm going to let it happen.
Okay. Let it happen, then. I don't like that this is doing that, but okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'll just do this now before the game decides it wants to get angry at me.
Okay. Okay, so we have the Dualcaster Mage. Alright.
Yeah, so the combat, like the combo is Dualcaster Mage copies Neoform. Right? So it's a 2-card combo, really. It's only a 2-card combo, which, if I didn't get milled, would win the game on the spot. But you've pitched a bunch of my win conditions in the graveyard, unfortunately.
What is the... Oh, is it give everything haste kind of thing?
Well, the thing is, normally I have 8 Dualcaster Mages here.
Why would you have
8?
eight?
Not 0, because I would be able to copy Neoform infinitely. Because basically, as long as you get Dualcasters out and Glasspool Mimics out, For 4 mana, you go Seagate, Neoform, and then you can grab 4 dual casters, 4 clone effects
My God.
into combat, into the haster, immediately in 2 cards.
Oh
which
my God.
kills
Yeah.
most of the time until it doesn't, right?
What does this do? Untap all creatures?
So this gives me an extra combat phase when I need it. So the fact that I haven't found the Seagate in what feels like a million cards is just an unfortunate fact of stats, I guess. So on average, I probably, like, you probably find this combo on turn 4 reliably. With Valakut shenanigans.
Of course.
I even returned 5 cards in the deck, right? Like with a Valakut shenanigans. So you would think I would have found it, but no, alas, I did not.
Oh, someone optimized the stat block.
That is actually very satisfying. This is the first time I've been hit with the Haunt of the Hightower for a relevant amount.
This is.
I have to discard some. Okay, sure.
Oh wait, does this have reach? Oh shit! I just lost.
It does.
Didn't I?
Oh wow, it does. I did not know. I didn't even know.
And this doesn't have trample.
I did not know. But you gained 23 lives.
I could have extinction evented for odd.
Oh, that would have worked.
Yeah. All right. Well. All right. Let's just end this game, huh? Odd. All right. Coming in. Oh. Coming in. Yes. Oh my God, Nox. This was a satisfying sequence of jank nonsense. This was good.
See, I should have trusted in your scheming symmetry. I thought you were.
No. I
really
level
thought you were.
0 thinking. Absolutely. Well, with that, Nox, thank you for playing with us on the jank portion of this Zendikar stream stravaganza. This was great.
I liked it. I hope we get to Scoot Swarm one another a few more times on What the Deck.
Yeah.
I really think this, like the landfall synergies are gonna make even janky decks feel non-janky.
Yeah, like legit.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
by the way, for any of you that are playing Thursday or Friday, please tweet at me. I'm at Day9TV on Twitter. Please tweet at me when you see warning. If you keep doing this, this game will end in a draw. That's what I want to see. I want to see all of you.
The screenshots.
Showing that. Oh my God, so good. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a little break while I call up LSV, and we're going to say farewell to Nox. Nox, thank you so much. It was a pleasure playing with you, and look forward to some encounters and some nonsense and watching your stream as you brew jank post-rotation. It's the best time of the year to be a Magic player.
Yeah, when rotation happens, it's the sweetest.
It's the greatest.
Yeah, have a good show with Lewis.
Hey, thanks, man. GG. Peace.
See ya.